This is a video sent in by a viewer, and it was reviewed on the Teaching Tuesday stream. Anyone who's in the stream now, you know you're going to be on YouTube when this video gets uploaded. If you want your video reviewing on stream or on Friday or anything like that by me, then you can send it to the channel, vanadamesports@gmail.com, or you can Xbox message me, or you can Discord. Either or. Discord link's in the description usually, or if you're on the live stream now, it's also in there as well. So this is a Diamond 3 game of Assault on Aquarius. I think this player is playing solo from what we just saw there. I'm going to hop straight in. So on Aquarius, you always want to have like a nice little startup there. I think this guy is playing on controller. Staying back and anchoring here is fine. His teammate's going through and he's supporting. Teammate does fall, but it's all good. One thing we should say is we are playing with outlines on right now. So that means we do have information that the player would not normally have. So we'll try to take that into account when we talk through things. Holding here is okay. Death feed showing us that we've lost some teammates. We want to be not too slow with this. You need to take space on Aquarius, especially with Assault. You want to get out of your base, because the more space you give to the enemy team, the easier it is for them to push your base. You want to be out. You want to be in the util. You want to be in pink. One guy here is okay, but a lot of his team are hanging around fridge right now. And you can tell over here, you look over here, just under chat, his teammates are dying and in fire, and he's not able to help them. That's an issue. You always want to be trying to help your team whenever you can. Full turnaround like that's not necessary either. You should be comfortable trying to walk backwards. Guy with Camo totally misplayed there. When you've got Camo, you want to be sneaky. Consider using the jump that's kind of on the vent around the corner here. The enemy team is hardcore forcing this right now, and they really did not need to do that. See, you guys see the little vent, the jump that's been added in? So many people forget that it exists. And you want to slowly kind of move the bomb forward when you're playing Assault. The enemy team holding fridge like this is insane. I don't know why they're doing this. Fridge is just an awful area to hold. That's the second time this player is faced away from an engagement to run away. One of the biggest things that I can tell you guys that you should get used to if you want to get to higher ranks is you need to get comfortable at moving backwards. Because when you're moving, when you have to turn around and look away like that, I don't need to really state it, but it's kind of obvious that you can't shoot back. You can't do any damage. And if you're not doing any damage, you've got no pressure. So the enemy player, if they're any good, they're just going to chase you because your shields aren't recharging. So you really need to make sure that when you are in an engagement, you need to be comfortable walking backwards. This push from the other team was just horrendous. He did do the jump though. That guy did do the jump, but when his team fell, he should have hid. He should have dropped the bomb, hid, baited, and probably would have got a couple of kills and slowed down this push that's happening right now. So holding up here is fine. At this point, I would drop the bomb and look for enemies. The discipline there was good. He didn't drop down after him. If this was a platinum or a gold lobby, there was a high chance he probably would have dropped down there. So if you're if you're in those ranks, don't give up power positions to do things like that. Just go around and look. Thrust melee was just misplaced. He just made a mechanical error there. The idea was there, but he just missed his melee. So we'll take that. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you get it, sometimes you get got. He just made an honest mistake there. One of the things I do like what this player is doing is if you look where his teammates are, he is kind of taking the initiative to be the player at the back. So he's realizing his team's moving forward. He was on the base. He couldn't see anyone to fight, and his team is moving. So he's kind of moving forward maybe to this area here to help out. He might go up onto the top to help their push as well. Either or is good. He's kind of got that idea that sometimes, even if you are the player at the back, he recognizes that he needs to move. You can't just sit on top of the base all the time. You have to help your team. And that's good. Some players kind of sit at the back too much, and then they wonder why they do low damage. Aim was decent there. See how he used a lot of his left stick there to get that done? Left stick jump. Didn't really use his right stick that much. Something that we're working on in the controller games right now. I keep using the right stick too much. Look at that. Only using the right stick there to just slightly correct what was going on. That was another really good example. Didn't really use the right stick that much. This is an interesting one. He could have held out their util there because they were respawning in fridge. When he was here, like this, when he was here like this, a lot of players on the enemy team have died. And because a lot of players on the enemy team have died, we know that because we are stood here, they're going to spawn on fridge. So he should have held out and kind of looked over towards P, because it would have stopped any challenge from the enemy team. He could do it here as well, but he needs to stay here really, because his team's there. He needs to cover the P area here and here to stop any pushes, because the enemy team's probably spawned down here, because he was stood in their util. And then we're getting shot from somewhere we can't see because we've rotated. So just being a bit more preemptive there would have probably stopped him from dying. So that was definitely a death that he could have prevented. And then he's getting a bit frustrated in the chat. I don't know if you could see that. Are we going to look at Camo ? Just a little bit of frustration from some mistiming there. Holding util is a must in my option. Spawning the enemy first. Yeah, util is the easiest way to deny. The addition of the jump over from fridge was added by, originally added by Halo Studios to help players with getting the flag back or challenging flag scores. But now we've got Assault. It's actually really good for stopping players who are holding your util as well. So the vent jump is really helpful. But you are quite right there. Holding the enemy team's util is really good. That was great. Got some damage in. Knew when to back up. Let his teammates clean up. Make sure you're not dying pointlessly to get kills. Assists are fine too, because if you're dead, you don't do any damage, which means you've got no pressure. We're a little blind to the other side of the map right now. We probably should be looking left. The bomb is behind us right now, and there's a player somewhere. We don't have voice comms here either, so we don't know if there was voice comms. The position of the enemy players here is very questionable at best. Hopefully what you guys can see from this is that even at like Diamond 3-ish, and when we play controller games as well, there are so many unforced errors that players make, and I make too, that this guy didn't particularly do anything. The player we're watching, he didn't particularly do anything. But look at all these errors that the players are doing that he's capitalizing on. And this is what really separates like the lower mid diamond to like the really high Onyx, like players that are way higher ranked than me. They know when not to make these mistakes, and they constantly don't make them. And that's what's the difference. Most people at Diamond can shoot their gun. It's very rare that you get someone who's really like mechanically bad, but very strategically good. Most players at this rank have the ability to shoot gun. This is good. So this is what we talk about here. So the bomb guy, we're gonna expecting a lot of aggression from here, and maybe over at P as well, because all of our team is kind of stood on this side of the map. So with the bomb here, we really need to be the aggressor and push through here. We don't want to get the bomb guy to go first, because he's just a sitting duck and we're just going to lose the bomb, right? So we need to be a bit aggressive. Looking away like that is questionable. Crosshair placement there could have been a little bit better. And now we're just kind of not doing anything. It doesn't matter if the enemy team are in our base. We have the bomb. They can do what they want. If all 4 of their players are in our base and it's bomb, who gives a shit? Because they can't score. And we've ended up kind of in this middle ground where now our teammates died. Andy misses out there just. Nearly got the perfect on that second player. But do you see how like this hesitation that we've got and this kind of not really understanding the game state there? Like we have the bomb, we have their util, they're nowhere to be found. We're fine. We don't need to worry about our base. If it was 8s, it would be slightly different, but it's not. It's matchmaking. We got some kills here. Objective is staying still. Camo is basically like the linchpin strategy for this. Getting Camo is a good call. Planting bomb with Camo is even better call. He needs to be very careful. His teammates trolling. If someone has Camo on your team, or if you have Camo on Aquarius for Assault, you should take the bomb.
Bomb taken.
You should definitely take the bomb. Taking that fight there was really, really bad. If we just go back over this segment here, and chip in anyone in the chat if you disagree with this, but looking here is fine. But as soon as there was like 2 players coming around this corner, he needed to dip. Maybe they didn't have a good gaming chair and they didn't see him. But the fact that he shot them and there was 2 of them, not good. So a slight tactical misplay there. Like we're searching, but we're really far out. We could have been way further over this wall for this part. We did not need to walk like out here for this. Like Way too far out. He kind of, even then, do you see the momentary kind of decision? He kind of decided he wanted to go back, but then he changed his mind again. So there's a little bit of tactical hesitation going on from this player. Like, if you make a decision, that's fine. Just full commit to it. Because the hesitation means that the decision you would have made is now late. And then the other player appears and then he loses the fight. His aim assist also got pulled off that player then. I don't know if any of you noticed that. When the player behind ran past, it pulled his reticule off the player in front of him. I hate it when that happens. But he was just way too out in the open. It's okay to check that, but just check it from a safer position. That was risky. If it was Onyx lobby there, he would have died. Yeah. And then we die anyway. So you got to be really careful, like, when you low shields, push, just mindlessly kind of jumping over top mid like that. That was quite careless. I think there's maybe a little bit of tilt going on from this player right now. He's kind of chatting like, 3 people dead, stop waiting to arm, that kind of thing. It is right that at lower ranks there is a lot, I say lower, there's a lot of hesitation around planting the bomb. Bomb is all about anticipating when the players are going to die, moving, and then killing them, and then planting the bomb. There's no time for hesitation in assaults, and teams that outslay and then don't win are just teams that hesitate. The moment the teammate grabbed the bomb, I would have held there until bridge looking flag top mid. Camo in their court is kind of pointless, could be wrong. No, I agree. Camo in their court is quite pointless. Ideally, that whole segment, he should have, the teammate should have dropped the bomb, had a fight, had a team fight, given the bomb to this guy who had camo, and then he could have scored it while they were respawning. And there's not really much the enemy team can do in that scenario. There's a bit of desperation from both sides with the bomb. Like, we're forcing the bomb to the enemy spawn way too hard. We need to make sure we slay when we move it forwards. He's slaying the enemy team really hard. They're just making so many mistakes. And there's a decent amount of cohesion between the players. They're like reasonably covering each other. But we're just kind of taking too long to do anything. He's definitely tilted. He's asking people why they left util. So it's really hard. It's really easy to play worse when you do this. I do this sometimes. You really need to be aware of when you tilted and just kind of chill out.
5 minutes remaining. Target spotted.
This is fine. If this player dies, we need to push. Hopefully his teammate pushes, and now we can go for the collapse and we can try to score.
Enemy there.
That was a huge error there. That was a massive error. Right, here. Let's just pause the video here, right, guys? What is the screen telling this player right now? Because he picks the bomb up. If you see this, what is this telling you? Forget this. This is not important. Anyone in the chat, entertain me. This guy's just died. There's a ping here telling you there's an enemy player here. The player who has died did not get traded because this player killed him and is not dead. So it is 100% certain that there is a player in this corner. 100%. 100%. You should not walk forward here. He should be walking backwards, or he should be going back into util. His teammate has died. Screw this. Forget this. Yeah, I'm in danger.png. Yeah, screw this. This was a... And I'm going to say he made this error because he's tilted.
Oh no.
We don't need outlines on to figure that out. And now he's going to die because he has to turn around, run away. I'm not sure why he died. He got backsmacked. He got backsmacked. So, use the information available to make better decisions.
Bomb reset. Objective.
The bomb resetting is not the end of the world in Assault. Some people really over-prioritize moving the bomb. Like, sure, if you want to pick it up and touch it so it doesn't reset when you've got to push, fine. But don't suicide. Don't just pick up the bomb and then die for it because you can't shoot the enemies back. You got to be really careful when you choose to pick up the bomb because so many people die to that. So many people die from carelessly picking up the bomb because let's not forget, if you pick up the bomb, you are telling the enemy team where you are as well. They know you're there because you've just picked the bomb up. So sometimes it's tactically better to not pick up the bomb, if you can help it. This holds fine. We're a bit open to the right-hand side. Maybe there was comms. Pushing this is good. Right, so now we need to hold here. So let's see. Now that we've killed 2 players and this Engels World guy is about to die, and we have the bomb on their fridge, he should stay here, and he should block util to stop the enemy team from spawning. The only thing that could go wrong here is this player pushes fridge and causes the enemy team to spawn like in courtyard kind of down here. That would be bad. So let's see what they do. Bearing in mind there's only 2 players on the enemy team alive right now. That was fine. Right, we can't plant the bomb now. This is a suicidal run if he's going, because they've had time to respawn, and there we go. So it's just kind of recognizing those types of scenarios there. So, summarize there. 2 players died. Remember, in Assault, it's a 10-second respawn time. 2 players died, and 1 player was one shot. It takes 4 seconds for your shields to start charging. So, these guys have died. He's pushed forward. This guy was still alive. We're now here. These guys are going to respawn in like 3 seconds. And we're stood on this side. So they're going to spawn on the other side now. And it's just kind of understanding the timing and the domino effect of what you're doing. And understanding when certain locations are no longer safe. And how like the victory condition can just flip just like that by waiting 5 seconds and then not planting the bomb. And then moving to the other side. All those small decisions led to his death. He should have abandoned planting the bomb at that point. It had taken way too long. I play with my cousin who would be gaslighting me if I held util. No, you should have held util. Sometimes you got to know when it's chalked. As Marcus used to say, wherever he is right now, yeah, as Loyal Capo used to say, way back in the day, the guy we used to play with all the time, don't know where he's gone. It's chalked. Stop. Yeah, if it's chalked, stop. Know when to give in. Know when to stop. Yeah? Lose this small engagement now or go neutral to win later. Don't just force it and then die. Because we've lost all the pressure now. Okay, in this scenario, 2 players are one shot. We need to just push them super hard. We'd taken no damage. 2 of their players were weak. We should have just pushed. This is another textbook example of massive hesitation from a team. That's fine. He needs to be careful about someone being behind him here. Yeah, pushing from that side when his teammates were nading. And he nearly chatted about getting naded then as well. He tells me the most. I tried to play spawns. He just wants to shoot gun. Higher ranks. So here's the deal. If you are stuck mid-diamond, play spawns. Because in Onyx lobbies, what people do is they play Slayer and they play for spawns, so they lose less time not doing damage. So that means they do more damage because they're in fights more of the time, because they're helping their team spawn closer to the fights by not being in silly positions. I think a big issue I can see is a lack of using cover properly. Door frames are your friend. He has a great shot though. I agree. I think his positioning in fights is not particularly fantastic. I think he's strong-arming the players quite a lot because he's 5-shotting them a lot. That is partly due to the fact that the enemy players' strafes are not very good. That's how you can tell this is like low diamond to mid diamond. The enemy players' strafes are not as good. They're moving more to hit you rather than to avoid being hit. Okay, 2 players died. Got back smacked again. That's criminal that was a trade. What are we doing? 20 and 12? See, the kill ratio for the match here, let me just turn chat off so you guys can see this. The kill ratio for the game's not that bad. They're just being hesitant. They should have scored the bomb like twice now. Anyway.
In my sights. Bomb taken. Enemy there.
So them being in our util's a big issue here. We need to take top mid. So a big noob trap that happens on Aquarius. And we'll let this oh god. We'll let this kind of sequence play out here. My god. And we're all dead. That is really bad. Is you really want to prioritize taking top mid, because top mid allows you to shoot the bomb platform. It feels really instinctual to push this area here to get into your base, but it is not the correct thing to do. the correct thing to do here, especially when they are piling your base, is to go top mid and crossfire from top mid. Because if we are top mid, we can shoot this person. And if our teammates go pink, if our teammates go pink, they can kill the guy that's up here. We can push car. We can kill the guy that's up here. Suddenly, this guy has no cover and he's dead. Massive misplay that happens a lot on Aquarius is players like absolutely just rush base. But what they should be doing is they should be going top mid, because top mid is the most powerful position on the map. And he's realized that now. And the bomb is planted. Oh no, yeah, they planted it. So do you see what I mean? So it's just the hesitation. And then he puts bruh in the chat. That's so frustrating. That's such a frustrating position to be in, but do you see how the hesitation, the delay, the kind of realization of things slightly too late, and then the team not capitalizing, it's led to this point. This all makes sense to me as you say it, but in the moment my brain is in panic and charging it. It's that presence of mind. It's really hard. The number one thing that I say on the channel, I've always said, is you can't teach game sense. I can sit here and I can do VOD reviews every day until the next game comes out, but if you don't go into a game and just try to make a decision, you're not going to get any better. The way you learn in Halo is you take the information that we're talking about right now and you try to apply it in a game, and you full commit to that decision. Doesn't matter if it's the wrong decision. Just commit. Just commit to the decision. And then if the decision works, you learn that it's a good decision. And if the decision doesn't work, then you review it and you reflect and you figure out why it didn't work. And you could even do your own VOD reviews if you wanted. And that is how you learn. That's how you learn. Remember, like VOD reviews like reading, you'll remember 30% of the stuff you read. So every time you watch one of my VOD reviews, or if you go on the channel, if you watch like Shyway or Eli or Cody or anyone, Lucid, anybody, just take a few key points from that video, and then for the next few days, just try and work on that point. I don't do these videos so you take like 50 bullet points and you try and do all 50 bullet points in one day. It's impossible. You are changing so many factors that scientifically it is not possible to keep track of what's actually holding you back. When you're trying to learn, you should change one or two things at once. I see, Crossybud, I see. Yeah, sometimes it is easy to do that. Oh, he just naded himself. Oh.
Bomb taken.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'd be laughing if that happened to me.
Target 30 seconds.
As if the game couldn't get any worse, and then he kills himself with a nade. This is the time... Oh, no. Oh, wow.
Bomb armed.
That is insult to injury.
Enemy team nearing victory.
Yeah. So let's... that kind of went under radar there because I was talking about stuff, but I'm just going to step back and kind of talk through why this happens. So we'll go back to the previous death, right? So we're here. We'll go back to the previous death. So we're at their side of the map. Courtyard is never a great place to be when enemy players are alive. Then he nades himself. He's left the bomb in courtyard.
Bomb taken.
3 teammates are dead. This guy pushing. He should not be pushing. He should be trying to get to a better position for spawns, just like we were talking about. This guy going top mid is fine. We've spawned fridge. Us spawning fridge tells that if we spawn fridge, this tells us that they are all in our util, so we should be going P to look at our front base like right now.
Target 30.
And instead of doing that, we can't see the bomb. Bomb is AWOL. Nobody has it. And we spawned in fridge. So that means the bomb is definitely around here somewhere. The bomb is 100% in that direction because we can't see it.
Seconds remaining.
That's a little silly that he didn't get the kill there. But the guy's absolute. Bomb is still missing. Where is it?
Bomb arming.
Bomb arming. Bomb arming is not turned around. The guy who has the bomb is behind the pillar. Now we're moving around when we could have just gone top mid, and it just perpetuates and perpetuates, and we just get tilted and we make wrong decision after wrong decision. Do you see?
Incoming.
Do you see? So that's how these kind of scenarios end. This player, by the way, this player actually played all right. He just got a little frustrated, a little bit tilted, and he got a bit hesitant, and it caused things to happen. The reason why he's lost, it's not his fault. It's not just his fault. Yeah, it's a team. But the thing is you have to reflect on your performance. And there were definitely moments where he made mistakes. And we know for a fact he can't win the game now.
Active camo inbound.
And that is Aquarius bomb at Diamond 3. And we'll stop the scoreboard. We'll just have a little look at the scoreboard before we tune out here. There is the scoreboard for you. So he finished with a hell of a load of slayers. Even the guy who came bottom on the scoreboard had 12 assists, man. So this goes to show that you can slay the enemy team as much as you want. But if you're not tactically making the right decisions and you're being hesitant, this happens. You have to understand when it's right to plant the bomb, when it's right to chill, when the enemy team's going to spawn, and how your positioning will affect respawns when you go for a bomb plant. It's basically the same as reverse CTF, right? But hopefully this helped. It was a good game. Hopefully you guys found this really helpful. Again, if you want your video reviewing, you can submit to the channel in Twitch chat. Twitch chat? We don't stream on Twitch yet. YouTube chat, Discord, email, Xbox. Any of them. But this has been Teaching Tuesday. Thank you, chat, for talking through. And yeah, come and join us on stream Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Check the channel. But until then, I will see you next time.